Well, here we are, laddies, lads, everybody. I'm shocked to still say that we are again in Snapshot season, still, my dudes. May 15, 2024, a date that will most likely not live in infamy. However, there is definitely a brand new Snapshot to check out. Go ahead and tickle that like button for me real quick, and let's do this. I want to kick things off with a continuation of yesterday's discussion of more things coming to Minecraft 1.21, because today, shockingly, the change that I swore would have been in the Snapshot is not here. Not gonna lie, I'm praying, I'm begging for some kind of a sign at this point, a further, more clear one, because yet again, Moshe's at it again, 3 by 3 by 1 is a lie. What does that mean? And then a little bit of an explanation as to what's going on with the eruption chamber naming. Not to be that guy, but that one wasn't for me, because I was already looking like this before. I kind of figured. Vertical diagonal honeypot, what in the world do these things mean? What? Diving into the inner workings of Minecraft to look at the files. It just so happens that we have like 4 or so different hints, and inside of the game, we still have 4 or so chambers that are kind of like almost in their original state without proper cool names or anything like that. Will these things get a cool name by the end of the update? I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. What they've done with some of the newer chambers, for example, this one, I believe it was called Assembly. Like, look at this. You got different, like, paths going on up top. That's insane. It's so cool looking. And another thing that we took a look at yesterday, timelines. Things are getting very, very strange with this update. 1.21w20a. It's been a long time since we've had a 20 snapshot and not like a pre-release by now or something like it. Of course, for Minecraft 1.21, the release date is still entirely a mystery. We don't know what's happening, but we might know what's happening soon. With the potential of more trial chamber rooms coming to the structure, I mean, I don't know what that means. Usually they would have to add a new feature, then do a couple round of bug fixes. I don't know if they're going to be able to just add things to the structure and not really have to worry about bugs, so I guess I'll have to wait and see. Speaking of bugs, though, the trial chamber is still super bugged, definitely on Bedrock, but even on Java, too. If you're able to locate the trial chambers intersecting with the biome that gets a little bit more intriguing, say the lush caves biome or even the deep dark biome, some pretty weird stuff with generation can happen. Check out this skull vein all over the place. They had initially said this wasn't meant to happen in the structure. We have a small narrow staircase, that's normal I believe, but yeah, the skulk vein and the weird deep slate cutting into the structure, absolutely not normal. In fact, immersion breaking. It's ruined for me. Now, tucked inside of today's snapshot, we have a total of 41 bug fixes. There are some interesting ones we'll talk about, but intriguingly, from taking a quick look at them, it doesn't look like there's very many, if any at all, with the trial chambers. Take into account the current state of things and how they are on Bedrock, like we've been talking about the past couple of weeks, and I'm so confused with where we're at with this update. Like, when is it releasing? Minecraft farmers rejoice because surprisingly inside of this snapshot we have one of the greatest farm upgrades in a long time. I'm so happy. So if you caught this episode of the guide that I put out a while back, we set up a witch farm inside of the local swamp biome. If you didn't know, these swamp hut structures, they're like a little bit interesting. Originally added like a million years ago, they're surprisingly advanced because when you find this thing, you're always gonna find a black cat and the proud owner of the little home. Go ahead and take that owner out, and actually more owners will respawn here. So a swamp hut, it actually has a little bit of an invisible bounding box, and inside of that bounding box, only witches can spawn. That means, like I did in the guide, you could take the swamp hut, tear it down, convert it into a really, really great farm for all of the witch drops, of which there are so many: spider eyes, potions, glowstone, and 8 redstone. Wow, that's a lot. All right, so be extra intuitive for a second here and watch what happens when I take this witch out. A redstone. Okay, we'll go ahead and run it again. We take the witch out and I picked it up, but redstone. Let's go ahead and do it one final time for old time's sake. We take the witch out and redstone. Every single time there is redstone. All right, now this is the one that I haven't tested quite yet, but we get redstone every time we take a witch out. What if I use, say, my friend? You might have heard of him, Jimmy Looting beast. Alright, well, if I use Jimmy Looting Beast to take out one witch, oh, wow, that's a lot of drops. Okay, alright, 8 redstone does right off the bat, not bad. 7 gunpowder, and 3 sticks, that's insane. This is such a gigantic buff to the witch, and now we know the witch to exist. Please give me more redstone. 9 redstone, yes, I can pass that maximum. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and take you out one more time. 10 redstone. Oh, it's growing 8 to 9, 10. Next up, logically, 11 or 7. So the witch, no matter what, every single time you take it out, will drop 4 to 8 redstone, and looting will affect it, potentially getting you even more redstone. I love how they went about this change too, because straight up on the changelog, they say this is to improve viability of farms that utilize witch huts to obtain redstone dust. They actually know that we're using a farm in the community, and for once said, hey, you know what? Let's buff that farm instead of hurt it. This is so beautiful and adds a huge bonus to setting up a witch farm for Minecraft 1.21. I am so glad that I'm going to keep the guide world and update it into 1.21 because my witch farm is a beauty. Next up, let's mess around with attributes a little bit. Attributes are this insanely powerful thing where basically I can say take my generic scale attribute, go ahead and adjust that scale to say I don't know, 6. And all of a sudden, I'm gigantic, towering over the beautiful witch farm to be, and all of the swamp trees as well. Now, let's say, unfortunately, something terribly tragic happened to giant old me. Maybe I unliked or something. Well, when I pop back up over at my small cozy music cabin, I'm still gigantic. A gigantic bug has been fixed that's been in the game for 4 years now, having to do with player attributes. It could be the size, it could be the speed, any attribute would reset when you unlock. In a survival setting, maybe not the biggest change in the world, but in a setting using maybe these attributes for an enchantment or really anything, it's nice to see. And hey, that's crazy. It was just Short King Day, May 5th until May 9th. That's crazy. Look at me, I'm a Short King too. You know, this snapshot might be the most redstone snapshot of all time. Let's listen to the piston. That feels illegal. I like it on first impression. But being a Minecraft veteran of myself, that's crazy. That's such a different sound. I mean, look, if we compare it to the copper bulb, it definitely seems to match the newer redstone vibe. But wow, that's different. What about the sticky piston? Wow, that is so different. How do you guys, do you like it? Do you like the old one more? I mean, for sure, redstone farms like pistons, they're going to be way less noisy than ever before, but wow, that's different. Huh. They were aiming with this one to get rid of the whole harsh and loudness with the pistons, but wow, that's wild. While we're on the changelog for a second, let's take a look at some more technical stuff here. Datapack version 44, dimension pending, a jigsaw structure has changed. Then we get a little bit of technical information on those changes. All right, hold up a second. I see in the changelog stuff about enchanting horse armor. Oh. Okay, so it doesn't work in survival, I was gonna say. However, let's say we pull this off in creative of Minecraft, went ahead and put fire protection on horse armor. This one is probably relevant thanks to, say, modifications on the game. Maybe a data pack or something that allows you to enchant horse armor or just, other types of armor in general. Maybe that brand new dog armor. Well, now, and to be clear, I would never do this to a normal horse, but let's say it had enchanted horse armor on it and I accidentally, wandered into fire. The fire protection horse armor and any other enchantments that have protection will actually work. This makes me realize they should totally allow you to, enchant horse armor in survival for 1.21. I mean, why not? We got the buffed up dogs. Why not enchant the stuff too if you, have the book handy, ready to go? Next up, it's back over to the swamp biome, where you're probably going to head to make the redstone farm inside of the update. If we went ahead and set this to the dead of night and waited around for a second, we will start to see mobs spawn. The mobs that spawn have been changed, specifically the bogged. It's been buffed. So inside of the swamp biome, on the surface or under the surface, bogged are going to spawn on the ground. However, it's not all just going to be only bogged. You'll still get those classic skeletons spawning as well. But previously, up until this snapshot, the spawning weight was a little bit off, meaning way too many normal skeletons were spawning and not enough bogged were spawning. Now with those adjusted weights, you should see more bogged spawning inside of both the swamp biome and the mangrove swamp biome now if the conditions are correct, aka it's dark enough. And while we're talking about the bogged has been adjusted in a different way as well. When I shear the bogged, the mushrooms will come out of the head now instead of out of the feet. This is going to make it more apparent that mushrooms are actually popping out of the bogged, and, I mean, like, logically it makes sense. When I'm clipping the mushrooms off the bogged, I didn't clip those tiny little toes. I clipped the skull. In the world of more mace nerfs, they've done it again. The mace will now actually take durability damage when attacking something with it. How could they do it to us? Okay, I'm kidding. This is just a bug fix. In the last snapshot, the mace, when you attack something, it wouldn't take any durability damage unless it was a big boom smash. Now it takes durability damage again like normal. Alright, now next up, I want to take a pause from the snapshot to segue over to the 15th anniversary of Minecraft that is happening officially on Friday. Beginning on Friday, a big event is kicking off at 15 days of Minecraft. For the next 15 days, new character creator items are going to drop. Now, there are actually quite a bit of other cool celebrations going down as well, but stay tuned, subscribe. I got a video coming on all of that stuff very soon. In a mechanic that I always forget about, here I've got my friend Jimmy Soul Speed. There's a pair of Soul Speed 3 boots. If I went ahead and put slabs over soul sand and had Jimmy Soul Speed on, well, immediately, as soon as I dropped onto it, my FOV changed. But yeah, basically, Soul Speed works with slabs, or it works with slabs again. It got broken in the previous snapshots, and yeah, sure enough, the particles are back. Those were broken too. And soul speed slabbing. It's beautiful again. In the world of other bug fixes inside of the snapshot, 41 of them, quite a few, including an ancient one. Fixing a bug that popped up into the game when I was a mere 8 months old. We've got a bug fix from January 2013. This is ancient. Minecraft's 6,431st bug has been fixed. This had to do with status effects being lost when you jumped back into the overworld from the end. Fittingly put, this one is actually going right at the end of the video. Haha, get it? So if you enjoyed today's Snapshot Showcase video, do me a huge favor and tap that like button. Next up, if you haven't yet, check out yesterday's video. Even more on 1.21 updates still to come. Now let's take a look at this effecting. I have night vision. I go ahead and jump into the end portal. Credits have been updated, by the way, but I don't really have time for those, so I jump back to the overworld, and just like that, the effect is exactly where it should be. But anyways, thanks for watching. It's been me, Waddles. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.